Are you trying to become a personal chef who caters, but all stuck on pricing? Then this video is exactly what you need to dial it in like a pro. Pricing is one of the most common roadblocks for home cooks as they try to become personal chefs, and all of the services. Catering pricing is the worst. When you price your regular weekly services or cooking classes, it's done. You have a price. But when you price a catering job, that's specific to that number of people and that menu, and then you're stuck reinventing the wheel every time you want to give someone a price for a catering event. That's exactly what struggling personal chefs do. They waste hours of time inventing pricing for every catering event they're asked to do. And then most of the time, they don't even get hired, so it's really a waste. Successful personal chefs know the best thing to do is dial in pricing strategy. So you're not reinventing the wheel over and over. You're quickly and confidently quoting prices and moving on to the fun stuff, the cooking and getting paid. So there are two strategies that are the most popular for pricing catering events. Now, the most common is the 1/3 rule. This is the theory that food cost should be 1/3 of what you charge. So in theory, if you're doing a dinner party for 10 people, let's say the menu is romaine hearts with champagne vinaigrette, chicken with cherry mushroom sauce, smashed potatoes, garlicky green beans, flourless chocolate cake with raspberry sauce. Okay, so let's say your total food cost was going to be $100, just so I can keep it easy. If you're using the 1/3 rule, you would charge $300 for this event. So maybe you tell the client it's $30 a person with a 10-person minimum. So after $100 in food cost, you'd make $200. So let's say an hour of planning. But who are we kidding? We know we're going to obsess and overplan, and it'll be way over that. But again, we'll keep it simple. So an hour of planning, an hour of shopping, and how long will you spend at the site? Maybe an hour of prep, an hour and a half of cooking and serving, and 30 minutes of cleanup. We're gonna forget for the moment travel time and other ancillary crap. So on Saturday night, you made $200 for a very conservative estimate of $40 an hour. So maybe $200 a night sounds good. Maybe $40 an hour doesn't sound that great. Well, plus that Saturday night, how many of those are you going to be able to work? You're not going to book a lot of dinner parties on Tuesday, probably. But let's say this same party of 10 wanted this menu. Spring greens with candied pecans and dried cherries and chev, beef tenderloin, loaded baked potatoes, roasted asparagus, and then a vanilla bean sponge cake with brown butter caramel sauce. Now, in general, this is going to take you the same amount of time, but your food costs are going to be a lot higher. Let's say it's $150 for groceries. Well, then your take home is only going to be $150 or about $30 an hour. So quoting that way is really impacted by your food costs. And honestly, this type of quoting is used by big catering companies that are figuring 1/3 for food, 1/3 for staff, and 1/3 for profit. It's different when you're the solo business owner. So another way that you could price it is to tell the client it's $200 plus groceries. Then you know you're making that amount, and the groceries are based on whatever they want to order. Now, the only problem with this is that if they want a very extensive menu that'll take you a lot of time, then a flat rate quote might not work. So there are a lot of things to consider when you're pricing a catering event. At the end of the day, you need to make sure you're quoting in a way that makes sure you're being fairly compensated for your time. Having a chef in your home preparing dinner is a premium service. You should not be quoting a Tex-Mex dinner for 8 for $10 a person. That is a different type of catering, and one that is not what personal chefs do. As I've said before, catering is all well and good, But if you want consistent clients, a consistent schedule, and consistent money, what successful personal chefs do is regularly scheduled services. So learn how to cook a personal chef service like that. It's the core foundation of a personal chef's business. Click the link below to get the free guide on how to cook a personal chef service. And that's what successful personal chefs do, is those regularly scheduled clients every week, day after day after day. And I'm telling you, you get this down, the clients are out there and they're hungry for what you're cooking for.